Welcome back to Club Class, and indeed we are all clubbed here because we are absolutely smothered by Rajeev. He is amazing. He's got a huge collection of memorabilia, short of being called a museum. He's also a huge F1 fan. Now, I've heard a little story, Rajeev. Correct me if I'm wrong. You won a bet. Mm-hmm. Explain that to us.
Well, it was, I think a few years ago that Ralph Schumacher was in Delhi.
Yeah.
And I was having a drink with him in a friend's house.
Yeah.
And after a second drink or third drink, I don't remember what number it was, he and I had a bet about a type of an aircraft.
Okay.
And I said, there is an aircraft called Hawker 900 XP, and he said, no, I fly Hawkers and there is no such aircraft. And so him and I said, let's have a bet. And I Googled on my BlackBerry and there it was.
Yeah.
So he concealed that he lost the bet. I said that wasn't enough. I got a bottle of champagne and made him write on the bottle of champagne, you were right, I was wrong. And he gave me the bottle of champagne. I said,
rub it in.
Yeah. I like people admitting that I was right. Yes.
Good feeling.
Yes, it was.
Okay, is he musically inclined?
I don't know, Ralph. We never discussed music. We were discussing Formula One and driving and cars and so on.
You love F1.
I love the whole the F1 thing about technology, the speed, and the performance excellence that you have to be, the fitness, and of course the characters that have come out of F1, Senna, Schumacher,
very competitive and off the field, and I'm sure they're great friends on.
They're like the Eric Claptons of motor racing.
Yeah. You've also got a little mini museum once again, apart from music, of F1 memorabilia. What do you have down there? I've heard you've got suits that have been preserved.
I've got Schumacher's championship suits from 3 years, which I got from him. I've got his shoes, I've got his gloves, I've got Senna's helmet the year he died.
Oh.
I've got Senna's helmet, I've got Senna's steering wheel, I've got Schumacher's steering wheels. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. I've got bizarre stuff like engine oil from Schumacher's car in 1990 Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, that came from another bet, didn't it?
Yeah, no. I got that from the Ferrari team.
Okay.
Yeah, the engine oil. I've got the oil.
The actual oil, the burnt oil.
Yeah. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff, and people think I'm crazy, but it's not crazy. Just
sounds to me that you're creating your own little F1 car with all the memorabilia.
Yeah, actually, I've got the nose cone actually of one of the cars. I've got the 1993 Ferrari nose cone.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So when you finally get your car, make sure that you give us a little round in
it.
You also run a radio station, which is the first regional radio station to play international music, and it's doing extremely well.
Yeah.
Tell us the success behind that.
It was one of the first things that I invested in after I sold my telecom company in 2006.
Yeah.
One of the first things I invested in was Indigo, because I wanted to really create the possibility of having a radio station that gave just international music, English music. And, it wasn't a big audience initially, and the audience has grown. And it never was financially the greatest investment I've made. But from a point of view of passion and, making me feel good about delivering great music to the city of Bangalore, it's done a great job. And it's clearly like a cult brand in Bangalore today, ranging from 10-year-old kids who recognize me as Indigo uncle. And I think I've done a lot more than just Indigo, but I have a bigger following in Bangalore among the kids and teens because I'm an investor and owner of Indigo than all of the stuff that I've done in politics or corruption or all of the other businesses that I've invested in successfully. So that's good.
Tell us about your business investments apart from Indigo.
No, one of the things I decided when I gave up telecom, I sold telecom in 2006, is that I would stay away from doing any business or investing in any business that had to do with government.
Okay.
I did 10 years.
Why is that so?
It's very difficult to do business with government and retain either your sense of sanity or your moral fiber. You're
and that coming from a person, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you a fact. It's a fact is a fact. I can't run away from the fact even if I'm an MP. So I decided to set up businesses that were more in the creative space. So we've invested in technology, aerospace, media, entertainment, and things like that. So hospitality, resorts.
Yeah.
So I'm primarily an investor. So I don't do a 9 to 5 thing about having to operationally run a business. I don't like that. I've never been good at it, and that's not what turns me on. I like working with people with dreams. I like investing in their dreams. I like encouraging them. I like seeing people successful, and that's what I do now.
So, question to you: when you're looking at investment, is it always the numbers that have to add up, or is there a certain amount of instinct?
No, it's, in my book, it's a little bit of the numbers represent discipline and rigor,
right.
and so you need to be successful. You need discipline and rigor, but it's also about passion, the creativity, and the drive of a manager or an entrepreneur that I invest in. I like people who are passionate because that's where I came from, and I think it's done me no harm to be passionate and to go after things with love and energy and less of a strategy and a plan. I've never had a plan in what I did in my life, and I've come out okay.
So do you give more credence to the drive and passion, or do you think you need to back it up?
I think it's a mix of both. Numbers without passion mean nothing. Passion without numbers means indiscipline.
Right.
So you need a mix of both. But I would never, for example, back a business where there weren't people in there who were driven and passionate about the business.
Okay. So I think that's a reflection of who you are also, largely, because, I mean, from when you've grown up and the things that you've done in your life. I've also found out that you met up with Bill Gates and everybody else when you were there. How was that meeting with such great thinkers?
No, look, when I was at Intel, it was a very different world, because the world that you know today of the internet, laptops, mobility was all just being built out. In the late 80s, these were all being done in workshops and garages all over Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
So Bill Gates, Larry Ellison, Steve Jobs, they were all people with ideas, passion, middling levels of success. My boss, for example, the CEO at Intel, was a gentleman called Andy Grove, who famously came up with this phrase called "only the paranoid survive," and that is really what my essence of business is today. Only the paranoid survive. And these are all people who would, meet in the cafeteria of Intel over a donut and a coffee, completely egalitarian, no sense of, oversized egos.
Yeah.
It is all about a discussion on ideas, a debate on concepts, a debates on innovation and creativity. And I was a bystander, I was a witness, I was a participant. So it's one of those things that leave a mark in your life that you can never ever remove. It shapes you in the sense.
And why would you? Because it is such a great process.
It is about seeing these great people so modestly compete on a battlefield of ideas. And some triumph on some ideas, some fail on some, and some succeed on others. But seeing how these big people who are big now came up through sheer hard work, sheer creativity, and sheer ideas and innovation.
The genius of their ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
By the power
they were in the late 80s and mid 80s. Microsoft was a small company. Oracle was a very small company.
Yeah.
$100 million, $150 million. And to actually have been a witness to them having a donut and a coffee and discussing a 32-bit microprocessor as being the next big thing is something that I will never. I mean, it's one of those things that
very few people have.
And I think I'm very, very fortunate.
Absolutely. I've actually gone down to memory myself. Okay, a quick song now.
I do Voodoo Child, Jimi Hendrix.
Okay. Welcome back to Club Class. Rajeev, tell us about the concerts that you've attended, because you've traveled so much. You've seen so many people perform, so many groups, bands. Give us a little rundown of that.
Oh, I've seen a whole bunch of people. I've seen Eric Clapton over 12, 13 concerts over the years.
How many again?
12, 14 concerts for sure.
Over the same number of years?
I think more than over maybe 16, 17 years.
So have you been to almost every concert of his?
I think I've been to almost every concert of his. Yeah, I try and catch him whenever he's on tour. I try and catch him. Yeah.
Is that LEGEND for you?
He's up there.
He's up there.
He's up there. Yeah.
Okay. Apart from SRV.
Yeah, apart from SRV, I mean, I have a lot of emotion for Eric Clapton. Yes, I'm a groupie.
That's a great. Yeah. That's a correct word, emotion for him.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the other concerts that you've been to?
I've seen Robert Cray, I've seen Genesis, I've seen Stevie Ray Vaughan, I've seen Santana, I've seen Rolling Stones in '89 when Guns N' Roses opened for them. I've seen Miles Davis. I've seen a whole bunch. Yeah.
Tell us about the little incident that you had when you were driving through after an earthquake that had happened in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, you know, the concert for a Steel Wheels tour of Rolling Stones was 1989, and I actually drove all the way from Santa Clara in the Silicon Valley all the way to LA the day after the big earthquake. And we drove past all the devastation of the earthquake, Los Gatos, all the way to LA, driving down south. Caught the concert and drove back the same night. And I mean, as was the case, you obviously had a couple too many during the concert, and we decided to drive back. And as fate would have it, one of us dropped to sleep over the wheel, but we snapped out of it and then had to park on the side of the road and then sleep for 6 hours on the side of the road.
Choice, yeah.
Smart choice, yeah.
But must
it was a great concert because I'll never forget that was the almost coming out of Guns N' Roses. They were just becoming big.
Yeah.
And it's ironical that he's actually in India around the same
recently, yeah.
He's a great act.
Absolutely. Axl Rose, he's legendary in the kind of songs they created and the fan following that they had. So I'm just trying to draw this mental picture when you were driving through with the devastation from the earthquake. I mean, it must have been quite an overwhelming sight to see all of that, huh?
Yeah, of course it was. And that's what, I remember us thinking that maybe we shouldn't go for the concert. There were three of us, me and two friends. But it was Rolling Stones and it was Guns N' Roses, and so we drove past. So I remember saying, this is crazy. I mean, you know, and because I was in the middle of the earthquake. Our whole office shook, and just maybe 8-10 miles away from Santa Clara, there was complete devastation.
It seems scary though.
Well, yeah, and when you're 25 years old, it was humbling. When you're 25 years old, you tend to be a little bit more, let's say, less fearful, and more reckless. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. What about the top 5 concerts that you would like to go to, which you haven't been so far? Or even if not 5, what are the concerts that you'd like?
Look, I would love to have, and I know it's not possible. I would love to watch SRV again. I mean, that would be a dream come true. I mean, maybe back in heaven or whatever. But SRV for sure. I would like to watch Slash. You know, I think Slash has come to India, but he hasn't really done a great show in India. Yeah. I'd love to watch Eminem.
Yeah. Why Eminem?
I think he's a great musician. He's a great personality. He's a music personality, and he's got so much in him, and such a big story that he's saying in the songs. I'd like to watch him for sure. Aerosmith, I'd love.
That's brilliant. Just a performer.
Yeah. I mean, Steven Tyler. And you know, actually, I'm a glutton for music, so I'll watch anything. As long as it's good music.
Yeah. Okay, so let's play a song now. What song can we lead into?
I'd like